So this is a big one, as the folks at Eldama Studio alongside the folks at Humble Bundle are giving out the biggest graphic bundle of 2025. And this comes with over 70,000 worth of assets that cuts across backgrounds, patterns, textures, overlays, fonts, LUTs, icons, templates, and so much more. And these are high quality stuff which are fully compatible with Photoshop, Lightroom, Affinity set of tools, Premiere Pro, After Effects, Final Cut, DaVinci, Unreal Engine, Unity, GIMP, you just name it. So whether you're looking for amazing backgrounds or you're looking for overlays that you can work with, or possibly you're looking for tons of presets that you can grab and start working with right now, this has a ton of them. There's the big design bundle, which comes with over 15,000 set of assets. Also, you also be getting a lot of overlays, which includes the 50 shockwave overlay pack. There's also the 50 realistic fire photo overlays, 5,000 plus professional photo overlays, 100 realistic sky photo overlays, and just a ton of things that you can get right here. And yes, if you work with Unreal Engine or possibly Unity and you're looking for icons that you can work with, they've got a few of them. So right here, they've got 100 FPS icon pack, which has to do with, first person shooter stuff. Then they've got 100 UI fantasy icons, amazing stuff. For those that are looking for heads up display pack, there's 30 of them right here. And if you're into font, possibly font is your stuff, they've got 30 text effect bundle, 200 ultimate font bundle as well, which will definitely get you going. If you're into background, there's a ton of things right here. For those that are into preset, possibly you work with Lightroom, there's a good number of presets that are now available that you can simply take advantage of. So there's just a ton of things that you can grab right now on the store. Something else which is also amazing is you've got a 50% discount code on anything that you choose to purchase on Eldama Studio. And Eldama Studio is a place where you can find a ton of cool stuff. And this bundle by default should be costing you nothing less than £1,251.12, but you'll be getting this for 18.74, or you can simply donate more to charity by simply purchasing these for 23.70 or even 33.74. Whatever extra amount you choose to give is totally up to you. But then the cool thing with this entire thing is there is a truckload of stuff that you can get right now. I've actually gone ahead to redeem this entire thing because we want to show you guys some of the things that these currently have in stock. And so we're going to start off by taking a look at some of these, and our first stop will be Affinity Photo. So right here in Affinity, we've got about 3 different images that we can play with. So we'll start off with, any of these ones. And how you work with LUTs here is pretty simple. And these can either be added as an adjustment right here as an adjustment layer. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn this off. Or you can simply go over to the adjustment section, go over to the LUTs section here, and then you can simply work with the LUTs that exist here, or you can go through and import yours. So since we already have this as an adjustment layer, I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on. Now, once we have this turned on, we can simply click and then click on load LUT. So we've downloaded a couple of these LUT files already, and we're going to explore some of these. Right here, we've got the creamy LUT pack. So I can simply double click as well. And you notice that to each of this pack, the LUT files are in all of the formats that you might be needing. So if you work with .cube, which is primarily the one that Affinity works with, you can have that selected. If you work with an XMP file, or you work with a look file, or possibly you work with a .3DL file, this is also available. Then they've also got the ICC profile files as well. So with this, I'm just simply going to find one of the creamy files and select that, click on open, and there you have it. We can make adjustments however we want and proceed to work with that. So if you're into LUTs, you can simply rely on any of this set of LUTs that exist and use them for your images. Of course, you can throw in several adjustment layers and also mask certain parts. It is pretty flexible how Affinity works with LUTs, and you can also do more with these, especially if you work with tools like Resolve, GIMP, Photoshop, and so on and so forth. So the LUTs files are right here and you can explore them. Now, speaking about things that you can also explore, now we're still in Affinity, let's talk about the brush pack that is also available for Affinity with this bundle. There's a couple of artistic brushes for Affinity that are currently available right here. So if you like to work with these ones, these are also pretty simple. We can drag, drop it right inside Affinity, and it's going to import the entire 29 raster brushes into the category called Painting Artistic Affinity Brushes Volume 1. And this is pretty cool because at this point, if you like to work with these brushes, let's just simply go ahead and get ourselves a new canvas. We can tap B on the keyboard, zoom right in, go over to the brush section, and then we can find the brush right here. So this is where all the brushes that we just downloaded exist. And so if you're into, brushing stuff, you might find these ones pretty cool. So we've got a few of these brushes as well. For those that are into painting, possibly you're into textures and stuff like that, these are very nice brushes. And these are specifically made for Affinity. So if you're into Affinity, or possibly you work with Affinity, you would find these ones useful. Now, before we talk about the Unreal Engine stuff and also the Lightroom stuff, if you're into heads-up display, there is a good number of heads-up display right here, and you can simply come through and see these ones. These come with this bundle as well. So nice heads-up display for those that are into sci-fi stuff. That is pretty cool. For those that are into icons, there's also this pretty cool icon for survival stuff. So you get these as both PNG, white and black. So these are very nice, high quality 512 by 512 icons, and they look pretty cool. More so, for those who are into overlays, there is a good number of overlays that comes with this pack overall. But in this case, we just downloaded the realistic fire overlay pack because this is a very heavy bundle, and we just want to show you guys the quality of stuff you'll be getting. This is a 4K quality stuff, so you can see that right there. These are high quality stuff. They are overlays, and by any means, if you're into stuff like this, you can definitely come through and check this one out. Now, for those who might be wondering, how do you preview this? There is a pretty cool tool, which I'm also going to link in the description, that can help you preview your files very quickly. All you have to do is have any of the files selected, press your spacebar, just like you do on Mac, and you will be able to preview any file of choice. Now, they've also got the LUTs for Unreal Engine and Unity, which is also pretty cool. So we're going to talk about that of Unreal Engine because, you know, why not? Actually, before we talk about that, how you find the project file is right here, as this is the 500 Ultimate LUT pack for Unreal Engine. So right here, you will find all 500 stuff, and these are the cube file in case you like to use this in other tools like Affinity, you know, all of the tools that we've just talked about. That's supposed.cube file. You can grab that. If you're working with Unreal, there is a project file. And this project file, you need to load it into your Unreal Engine project, or you can open it and then load subsequent files right inside of there. And so with Unreal Engine open right here, this is what we've got. So we've got the LUT file. So if we simply go over to the overview and load up the map, this is what we have. We do have ourselves a very nice looking simple map. And from here is where we can start exploring the LUT file. And for those who have no idea how to actually explore LUT files, how you do that is by simply selecting the post-process volume and simply, you know, type in the word LUTs from here, and it's going to bring you down to this part where you've got your color grading. And from here, you've got your LUT. So you can turn on the intensity and turn down the intensity of the LUT if you like to control the LUT that way. However, if you just want to play with the LUTs, you can simply select them and work with them. Now, it's also worth mentioning that these are 500 stuff that cuts across different categories. So maybe you want something cinematic, you can simply just drag and drop it right there and you get that. If you want something this much, you can drag and drop it right there and you get that. So in this case, you can also do the very same thing for any other project that you've got. Say for example, you load in a specific project. In this case, we're currently looking at the Downtown Alley, which is currently free on Fab Store for the month of May 2025. In this case, you can find the post-process volume, select that, find the specific LUT that you like to drive your overall scene, and you can put that there. You can of course go around and play with as many of these that exist, and this comes with a couple of interesting ones that is split across various categories. So you've got the cinematic, the nostalgia, coffee, city, vintage, cinematic, Hollywood warm, skyfall, landscape warm, and so much more. So you can explore these things, get the best that fits your project, and get cooking. And there's also the big design graphic bundle, which I think is worth explaining what is inside. So if you simply dive right in, these comes with brushes, backgrounds, gradient, and also 1,000+ color swatch for your personal inspiration. So if you like to use this, you can definitely come through and check these ones out. So for example, if we go into the background, you notice that we've got about 6 different categories of backgrounds that deals with abstract, bouquet, dots, grunge textures, and also the shining background. So if you like to get these ones, of course you can come through and check them out. And if you're looking for, you know, swatches or maybe brushes, there's also 540+ Photoshop brushes that are now available with this one. And if you like to see what this looks like, right here in Photoshop, we simply tap B on the keyboard and then we right click, we can go ahead and load up those brushes. You would see them right here as 540+ amazing brushes. So if we open that down, you'll see we've got a ton of brushes that we can work with. Just simply going to select one of these, and I'm going to tap X on the keyboard so that we can flip the color so you can see that. I'm just going to right click one more time we can get that. Let's reduce the brush size. And of course, you can see we've got stuff like this. So just in case you need like brushes this much, you can of course come through and check them out. Then we've also got some other nice brushes like so. We've also got brushes like that. 540, that's a lot of brushes. All of these brushes are right here. There's also something that is also very interesting that is also available with this that you might want to see. So in case you're working with gradients, then you've also got 13,300 plus Photoshop gradients that you can work with. All of these are available. And for those who are thinking about how this works, it's pretty simple. So in this case, we can simply go over to the gradient tool, or we can access the gradient right here. Either ways, you can simply go ahead and import this gradient and work with them. So we've already imported one, which we're going to show you. But if you want to import more, you can click on import, select from a truckload of gradients that exist, or you can simply select all of them and then load them in. And these will be loaded right into Photoshop. So with these gradients here, you'll notice we've got different styles and then different patterns of gradients that you can pick up and essentially just work with or create something cool with. So in this case, if we like to create stuff like that, you can pick up that gradient and work with it. So we can play with that, get some cool stuff going. We can also have that selected and then go in and make some cute changes if this is something that best fits what we're trying to create. So if you're into gradients, or maybe you're looking for a good number of gradient presets, then you have it. And for those that are into text, there's a couple of text effects right here that you can explore. So all of these are nice looking text, so we can go ahead and explore them. And these are currently available with this bundle as well. If you like to get the font, you can of course get the OTF fonts right here or the TTF font, and you can double click on any of them, install them, and you can proceed to work with them. There's also some amazing text effects that are also available with this. And if you're looking for stuff like this, you can of course, check these ones out, see all of these, and start doing something pretty amazing with them. For backgrounds, there's a ton of backgrounds. The 7,700 plus background is a very big one, and there's a whole lot of things right here, and you can't really go wrong with getting this bundle. This is currently available for an extreme steal. So you've got this 7,700 one, and then we've got the one for mobile that comes with a ton of things as well. For those that want to create mobile oriented stuff, there's a ton of stuff right here. Then we've got the 1,600 only one retouch bundle, and this comes with those set Photoshop actions and also Lightroom actions that you can work with. So if you're into portraits, there's 50 portrait retouch actions currently available for Photoshop, and of course you can use them. So if we simply dive right in, let's go ahead and pop up Photoshop right here. We can drag this and drop it right into Photoshop. So once we drop it in, you would notice that we've got the action list that just simply pops up, and we've got the actions right here. So if you like to work with any of these actions, all you have to do is just simply select them. Make sure that you've got the layer selected. In this case, we've got this layer selected, and we can go back to the action and simply click on run. And once you do that, this is going to do all of its magic, pop up camera raw, and you would notice that we've got a big difference from what we have before, which is this versus what we've got now. And the action is what has just made that possible. If we like to keep this, we can click on OK. If we don't want to keep it, we can simply click on cancel, and we can cancel this operation. However, if you like to do more stuff, say for example, there's a specific one that you want to select, or maybe you want to test it out, you can select that one, press the playback button, and Camera Raw is going to do its thing and present you with the final result. So in this case, if you like to keep any of these ones, you can simply go ahead and keep it. If you don't want to keep it, you can turn it off. This is creating a new copy, which of course you can drop down the intensity of that one and use it to do some sort of blending with the previous or the main image itself. And for Lightroom, there's also a good number of presets that exist for Lightroom, and there is a ton of them that exist with the Lumen preset pack. And this comes with over 1,000 Lightroom presets that you can work with. And this means that you can bring these into Lightroom and do some amazing stuff with it. And to get started, all you need to do is pop up Lightroom. And so for Lightroom, if you would like to work with this, of course, you can easily bring these things in. Pop up Lightroom, you can go over to the preset section, and from the preset, you can click on the 3 dots and import the presets. Navigate to where you've got all of your libraries. In this case, we're using the Lumen preset. So we'll start off by loading up all of the vintage presets. And once you load them up, you won't find them within the premium section. However, you will find them within the section called yours under user presets. Now within that section, you can simply hover across the preset and see the final result on your image. Now, if there's anyone you want to keep, you can simply click on having that. However, if you like to load even more stuff, in this case, we're going to take a look at the Cyberpunk one, and we can load that in as well. And this is pretty easy. It is just as easy as selecting, loading things in, and getting them to work for you exactly how you want. So if you're into preset or possibly into look dev, these might just come in very handy, and it's quite interesting to see that there's a ton of graphical stuff and also design related stuff that now comes with this bundle. So this is it for those who like to take a look at all of this amazing stuff, which is still to have, by the way. Links to this is going to be in the description. And for sure, if you like to take a look at some more amazing stuff on Humble Bundle, I'm also going to put links to this one in the description, so do well to check them out. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section. And of course, if you like this video or you learned something from this, you can go ahead and give a like, and don't forget to share with a friend. And I'd like to see you guys in the next one. Peace.